and I think it's always tough as well because, each time you step out of an industry, like a huge industry like fossil fuels, for example, as an insurer, you put your hands up and you say, right, we're not going to insure this space anymore, then arguably that space then becomes slightly less competitive, and because it's less competitive, more lucrative to other remaining entrants or incumbents in that space, such that, if you're not supportive of a move towards, a more sustainable future, and you take the stance of we're going to carry on insuring these practices, we're going to carry on investing in these practices. I don't want to outright call it cold-hearted, but probably you would stand to make a fair bit of money from going down that route and saying, well, tough, we're going to support these businesses and carry on as we were, and because now we're the only ones who'll do it, we'll charge whatever we want for it. And I think you always find that sort of risk of a divide. So to your point, I think that's why people are demanding a sort of unilateral action together by the industry, but equally not doing so in such a way that it just cuts off their resources.
Yeah, but we've spoken a lot about the intentional globalization of reinsurance, and when you look at the sort of global economy, and if you have what as you mentioned could be a very profitable sector, albeit a bit controversial one, there are certain people around the world who have access to huge sums of capital who would happily swoop in and say, we can take that and take the money for that. And there's that will always exist to some degree, and it's very hard to sort of turn that off entirely. It might be sort of back channeled, it might be sort of off, the sort of regulated and approved track, but the industry has been designed to support things on a global basis, and any given entity or given country or government might try to step in, but because the natural global nature of the industry would make it very hard for it to not exist. And if the profitability is there will certainly be people who sort of lean into that and say, you can judge me as much as you want, but our company's making huge profits